What's going on, everybody? Looks like we've got a few Muhammad and Fortnite over there in the chat, buddy. You gotta learn some patience, all right? Start time was 10 a.m. and here we are 10 a.m. and we're getting started. So if that was too slow for you, then see you later. 3 whole minutes, couldn't make it. So we already did a video like this last week where I did this live thing and it went really well. Had like 50 something people watching at one point, which was pretty radical, pretty freaking awesome. So I'm going to change things slightly this time. I'm going to try and move through this a little bit more quickly. I'm going to repeat myself a little bit less and going to continue obviously taking questions from the chat over here to my side. As many questions as I can in the chat. If you want your chat to 100% be answered, use that super chat function both to support the channel and also to make sure your question gets seen. I do want to quickly point out before we get started, if you would like to purchase a Stay Nerdy My Friends t-shirt or a Scary If Literal t-shirt, a mug perhaps, there is a link to a merch store in the comments down below. I make a little bit of commission off those shirts and merchandise. I've got the prices dropped as low as I can to make it still be worth having. But they're quite nice. I finally got mine in to be able to say for sure they look good, they feel good, they're pretty solid. So definitely check that out if you're into that sort of thing. Yeah, let's it's enough. That's enough waffling, I guess. So the first thing I want to do is let's jump over to the comments from the last week, starting with, of course, channel members, people who are YouTube channel members. They do get their questions answered first, their comments responded to first. So let's do that. Celestial Majesty, this is on my video talking about Surface Duo 2 or Surface Zeta, what I expect out of the sequel to that phone. They say, can't wait for the second version. I ended up switching to the Z Fold 2, but I really missed the wideness of the dual screens on the Duo and the ability to truly multitask. Brett Thomas said he did the same thing. I see a lot of people in my comments mentioning, the Duo was something that they really loved and that they really wanted to use, full time, but that they couldn't quite, see it through for one reason or another, and that caused them to eventually switch. Let me take 1 second, make sure my audio is broadcasting. Let me take 1 second. Okay, we are good. All right, I'm just getting an error from YouTube saying that my audio bitrate is 0, but that appears to not be the case. So we're just going to keep rolling. Make sure we're good over here. Yep, we're good. Okay, sorry. But a lot of people I'm seeing go from the Duo to the Z Fold, and I think that there's something to that. There's a lot of features that you might be missing on your Surface Duo. Presumably, a good camera is one of them. But yeah, that outer screen on the Z Fold is very narrow, and then when you open it up, there's a lot that you're losing in terms of aspect ratio that I do really like about the Surface Duo. I really like having that wider aspect ratio on your screen. It fits a lot more on the screen. It's something that I really enjoy. Muhammad, I am in a little town called Knoxville, Tennessee, here in the Great Smoky Mountains. But look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love my Surface Duo, but have I looked at a Z Fold multiple times? Have I looked at the deals? Yeah, I have, because there's things that I'm getting more and more tired of doing without, given the fact that the Duo is coming along so slowly. There's sacrifices I'm willing to make, but the fact that there's so many glitches, so many bugs that are not going away and that are in fact emerging fresh and new for me. Yeah, it's something I've definitely considered as well. Sandra Payne, this was on my video talking about why you would buy a Chromebook in 2021. She said, I thought Chrome OS use of Android apps was still not universal for all Chrome OS devices. It effectively is, and any modern Chrome OS device has Android apps. In fact, some really old ones now do actually have Android access as well. She says, if it is, I'd probably be interested in a tablet style like the one like that when I eventually replace my old Samsung Galaxy Tab 30 for a better browser. And yeah, that's effectively how I see a Chromebook now, especially the ones that are tablets. You have an Android tablet with the desktop and a browser, and that's a pretty cool thing. Excuse me. Yeah. speaking to Kahuna, another channel member here on my news radar about Surface Laptop 4. They're talking about how on the Surface laptops coming out, that Ryzen is going to be sticking around for the Laptop 4, and it's going to be Zen 2 architecture. Good conversation here. Windows Central wasn't impressed with the Ryzen chips and Surface products. This is definitely the case as well, but as Sandra puts here, it is Zen 2 in the next ones, so that is going to be a big improvement. She says here, hoping that it'll get a quad-core Zen 2, Zen 3 based processor for the next iteration. Yeah, these Zen 2, going from the original Ryzen to Zen 2 and Zen 3 is a massive, massive uplift in terms of performance. We just upgraded Jessie's computer. She had the Ryzen 5 1500X, and I just bought a 3600 Ryzen 5 to drop in there, and it is a huge improvement. Just going to Zen 2 is a massive, massive improvement. Mohammed, looking for a good PC. Can you help? Are you just looking to game? Are you looking to build something? Pre-built laptop, desktop? Lots of questions there. And one more comment from Sandra. This is referring to a video talking about Samsung beginning to enter the race in terms of Exynos ARM processors for laptops. And what she mentions here is one of the real issues for ARM is backwards compatibility. So basically running older Win32 apps and so forth really isn't great yet. And then another issue is upgradability. So in a typical PC that you build, you can swap out the GPU. You can do all sorts of things. With laptops, that's less common. And with an ARM processor, it's usually a system on a chip, which means your CPU and your GPU are in one thing. So upgradability is really limited. That is 100% true. Michael, is there anything new about Surface Zeta? I need to upgrade my phone, but I really want to wait and see if Zeta will be worth the buy. Duo for me right now is too experimental. Man, I'm really hoping we get some news about Surface Zeta really, really soon. I would love to know more about Zeta. Currently, nothing new has broken. I would say right now, yeah, probably don't buy a Duo. Really hard to, or it's a really hard sell at the moment. Ed, hello from Houston. Yeah, stay in a holding pattern for right now. If there's something that you need to buy now, the Z Fold is there for you. But if you need something that is that true dual screen experience that's going to not just have multitasking as an afterthought, but as a prominent, like built in, this is what the device is for, wait as long as you can. We should hear, I mean, it's almost March now. We're looking at a late summer launch for Zeta, so we should know something hopefully soon, I hope. But hold out for now. Mohammed, you're not going to get a $150 computer that's going to run mini games at 140 FPS. That's just not going to happen, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Let's jump back over to the main comments now. There's one we've already answered. Here's me talking about the Launcher 10. So a Windows 10 style launcher, or a Windows Phone style launcher on Surface Duo. Tarian Ferguson. It's going to be my best guess for that pronunciation. So this is referring to the fact that it just was glitchy. You'd open an app and it would launch on the other screen from where it launched it, and they were suggesting maybe it was launching on whatever screen it was launched on last time. That was not the case for me. Apparently, this is something that other people haven't experienced, but it's something I've experienced for sure. Ed, I'm using Duo until the new BlackBerry comes out. Yeah, I mean, I'm really curious about the new BlackBerry as well. It's a company in Texas, right? And I can't think of their name, but they're a startup, and I'm definitely watching that as well. Steven, this is somebody that actually, I know that sold their Duo in the comments, I remember, and now they've purchased another one. They said there was coming tomorrow, so I hope Steven has enjoyed his Surface Duo returning. He said, how long can you see yourself keeping it as your main device? I said until Zeta. That might not be true. This last week since that comment has been freaking brutal. If you followed me on Twitter, I've tweeted several different things here about the experience I've been having on my Duo, and it's not been good. I've been getting brand new launcher glitches, things that I've not seen before, things like this. Using it I like to use an intent, like I set it down like this and set it on my bedside table. And so if I need to roll over and look at something or whatever, There it is. Well, I'm getting all kinds of just crazy glitches. So onward mobility, good call. Yes, that is correct. Let's see here. Eric, general question. Can I use any charger with USB-C connector? Yes, your charging speed may vary. You want to use the original one or something that will charge at least 18 watts to get fast charging. But yes, in general, you can use any charger you would like to use. But like I said, yeah, the Duo has been pissing me off a lot lately. It seems like in the last week, the launcher's been acting really stupid. The camera has been flippy around even worse than usual. We were out taking a little walk, a little hike the other day, and it was damn near unusable to take any picture at all. It was extraordinarily frustrating, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to hold out to see what kind of fixes they manage, because so far it's not gotten any better. Let's see here. Felipe, looks like you can finally order the Duo in Canada, but the price is insane. At that price, it will definitely decline, as it's more expensive than my Note 10 Plus with 1 terabyte of data and wireless decks and all the rest. Yeah, insane price for that device. Don't buy it for that, for sure. Yeah, man. Okay, I just watched one of your videos, Reed. Muiz, man, and I just heard you pronounce your first name, and it's the first name here in your profile, and it's already left my brain. It's gone. I literally just left a comment on your video, but it's already out of my head. I apologize for that. Yeah, my phone's been buggy as hell for the last week. Don't know why. Don't know what that's about. Don't know why that's happening. Maybe it's the new update. Don't know, but it's super frustrating. Do not buy it at this price. Do not buy it for $1,400, maybe $1,000. You could talk yourself into doing it, but as we get closer and closer to Zeta, and there are other phones on the market, man, oh man, it's I've got a 6-month review coming up, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. Apple is working on a dual screen phone. Yeah, if they do a folding phone or even a dual screen phone, but it's looking like it's a folding phone, it will be massive, and they will do it very well. Let's see here. This is someone asking about, I don't know what, maybe something about Roblox. Not going to answer that because I don't know about Roblox. FIFA Red Dragons got me 1 second of fame. You did. Well done. Let's see here. Swipes have gotten buggy for me. What's weird is that for me, like, the navigation is about the same as ever, but what I'm getting a lot of is like when I just unlock the phone, I can just sit there and tap away and nothing's responding. I have to lock it and unlock it to get it to respond. And it's just super frustrating. Let's see here. Brady, this was an interesting comment that I think will be worth mentioning. I just hate when people say it's not perfect or it has bumps in the road. I understand hiccups on a $300 or $400 device, but $1,400, this damn thing better be flawless. The fact that they use last year's specs is absolutely unfathomable. I asked him, do you know the history of the device? He said, oh yes, please inform me in depth of the device's 4.5-month history. I love sarcastic comments from people that don't know what the hell they're talking about, because the device does not have a 4.5-month long history. There's a comment here where I post this brilliant article from Windows Central where they go over the actual history of this device, which has gone on for a really, really long time. This concept has been in development for literally years and years. And that is why the hardware is last year's specs. I've talked about the history of Duo repeatedly. So when people drop in the comments and are ignorant and don't know what the hell they're talking about, and then are sarcastic back at me about it, it's great. Love it. Awesome. Awesome shit. Let's see here. Eric, here in Germany, I paid €1,550. I hope you love it, man. I really genuinely do hope that you're getting your money's worth out of it, and hope that you love it. For sure. Samsung, after the new update, is acting weird. Are you referring to the Z Fold, perhaps? Read, the new bugs are not super annoying to me, though, just mildly annoying. You know, your mileage may vary. Does your Surface Pen leave any abrasions on your Surface Pro in the spots it connects with magnets? Mine does a lot. Yes, it does. And not only do I have that, I have abrasions on the pin itself. That will almost certainly not focus. But yeah, there we go. Abrasions there, abrasions on the they wipe off for the most part, but there's definitely stuff there. I mean, I hope everybody's still enjoying their Duo. It's frustrating me more and more. I've had it for 6 months now, effectively, and some of the bugs are really beginning to just they're wearing on me. And if I was getting new updates, new features, new improvements, it would be easier for me to stomach it and to swallow it, but I'm not. So, I mean, as far as Reed, as far as the the general speed of the device, I don't think it's a slow device at all. I think that the Snapdragon 855 is plenty fast enough. I'm not worried about the specs at all. I'm worried about just it doing unpredictable, weird things like unlocking and my launchers flipped around and it's not responding to touches and the camera keeps flipping screens when I'm not even moving. That's the stuff that I'm like, it makes me want to throw it into a wall and go order a Z Fold or something else or pick up an old phone. Oliver, love my Duo. Sometimes I want to tear the screens apart. I feel you. I get that. Damon, love it when my comments are on the video. I feel special now. I'm glad to hear that. That's why I'm doing these videos. Let's see here. Here's another sarcastic comment from Google account. So not only are you being sarcastic in the video, you're being anonymous because you're too big of a coward to be sarcastic openly with your real name. Love it. That's all we know. This is about my Surface Zeta video where I pretty immediately say, look, this is all we know. It's very little. Here are my expectations. That's all we know. Now let's make an 11-minute video. Of course, the second longer part was my predictions, but that's, you're going to draw comments from sarcastic, probably children, if I'm being honest. Microsoft needs to reconsider their software delivery policy. Michael, I mean, I'm cool with like the frequency. I just wish there was like more substance to it. Ed, it's like Microsoft takes 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Agreed. Especially this last update has been terrible. Don't know who that is, so we're going to keep moving. Let's see here. 212 Help Desk talking about looking at a discounted deal from AT&T because there was a huge discount from AT&T, but you can read all the comment there. There's apparently all sorts of strings attached. It was something silly like $300 for the Duo, but like apparently all was not as it seems. I don't know much about that deal, but they go into some detail there. Here is a video where I'm talking about, I don't know why they mentioned Wear OS getting the attention it needs from Google. Wear OS just isn't that good to me. I mean, it's gotten better, but it's so bloated. It's so pointlessly bloated that my Fitbit feels every day like what Wear OS just should have been. Let's see here. Jack Knight, can you play an Android game like Raid in one screen and have YouTube or a web browser page run on the other screen? You can. In fact, I made a video where I showed that you could actually have PUBG, see if this pulls it up, running twice, one on both screens. There it is. Let me pull this up and mute myself. But there's me playing PUBG on one screen and PUBG on the other screen. The Surface Duo is plenty fast enough. You can do all kinds of crazy shit, like play a game, watch a video, or whatever you want to do, which is awesome. Why can't Microsoft solve the notification display issue by allowing you to keep the phone folded open and show us some notifications on one of the screens instead of using a peek feature? So right now, if you do the slight open, you get the peek thing. He's basically saying, why don't they essentially just have an always-on display? And they should. It's an OLED. They could do that, and they should do that. But you know what? They won't. They won't do that. It's not going to happen. Maybe in like a year, it might happen because that's what's happened so far with the Duo. We want new features, and we don't get them. Reed, I think its new users are having a much better time of the Surface Duo than the first adopters who had it for 6 months through all the ups and downs. I think that's probably fair. I've said many times that, Duo is targeting one subset of people. It's people that prioritize the fluidity of dual screen multitasking. And if you can sacrifice all the things you have to sacrifice to have that, it's worth it. But you have to be willing to make that sacrifice. I'm going to give up having a good camera. I'm going to give up having a super duper smooth experience. I'm going to give up, not having a buggy experience, I guess is how you could put it, to have this dual screen experience. And doing that, look, I can do anything for a month, for 2 months. I can deal with stuff. For 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, a year, it gets harder and harder to overlook these problems when it's the 100th time I've been on a hike and I've seen a thing I wanted to take a quick picture of and I failed to get the picture because my thing keeps flipping around or whatever, or it won't react to me touching it. I'm trying to type a text message and I got to lock it, unlock it. These things are additive. They build up over time. So if you've only had the device for 2 months, a month, 3 months, whatever, it's totally fair to say that, you know, oh, I'm enjoying my Duo still. I hope you continue enjoying it, you know, I really do. But it's different when it's been 6 months. Matt Brewer, I have had, or have you had issues when on phone mode and lock screen without being able to wake up the phone after it goes to sleep? Nothing like that. I've had no Bluetooth issues at all. Bluetooth has worked totally fine for me. Making sure I'm understanding your comment right. Yeah, not that I'm aware of. I do have the issue with some regularity where you unlock it and you just get essentially a black screen with an unlocked icon, but it won't actually unlock. That is super frustrating because you have to just lock, unlock, and eventually it'll unlock, or you just have to reboot. But that's super duper annoying, and it's 6 months later, and we still have that issue. Back to picture in picture. What's the weather widget you show on the video thumbnail? Which is this widget there, which I get asked about all the time in comments, and it is Overdrop. Use Overdrop. They have a lot of great widgets. Let's see here. Bluetooth works okay, but the screen will not unlock when you pull down the notification, until you pull notifications. That is weird. I have not had that one. That is a new one for me. Brett Thomas, who I believe, did I see you in the live chat earlier? No, I did not. Keep the same price with better durability with the better case or bumper options and no software bugs, and they can have my money. NFC and wireless charging doesn't matter to me. Slightly better camera would be cool. Yeah, I mean, if they can just squash the bugs, I would be having a much better time with my Duo. If they can fix the bugs, give me a better camera, and remove the plastic that is cracking for everyone and replace it with metal or something, then yeah, I mean, then I'm excited about it. I just need them to do that. Learn with VKS. Hello. Greetings. Let's see here. Talking about the Mate X2. Livio says, finally, Shane. And by the way, Livio is a patron on Patreon, which is a thing you can also do. I've been using the Duo, and so far my experience has been great. The screens are impressive. Being able to use the device like a dual monitor system has been really productive and seamless. I've kept it fairly stocked with the app. So far, I'm impressed by the first-gen Microsoft product. If this is the first attempt, Zeta is going to be fantastic. Glad you're having a good experience with it. Can I run Visual Studio Code on the Lenovo Chromebook Duet? I don't know if you can or not. I think you can do that on Linux, and you can run things in a Linux shell. It is possible. I've not tried it. Matt Brewer, like you, fix the crazy bugs, need a work device to be dead reliable. Exactly. It's a productivity device that frequently doesn't let you use it. It's a problem. When it works, look, when it works, it's great. It's just that it so frequently doesn't work well. Let's see here. Leon Yee, the Oppo Rollable is going to be amazing. I freaking love this Oppo Rollable concept. Every freaking time I watch a video or see something about this thing, watching it just slide in and out, it just breaks my brain. It looks like magic. It looks so cool. I'm so excited for rollable phones. It looks awesome. It looks so cool. Whether it stands up to daily usage is the big question. Fair. New tech always has that. Let's see here. There is an ARM64 version of the Chromebook Duet. Yeah, there's a couple different builds of the Chromebook Duet there. Let's see here. Speaking of the Mate X2, which is the folding phone from Huawei, and they kept saying, well, that looks like a Surface Duo now, doesn't it? They kept saying that there was going to be no visible crease, no visible crease. And in the videos, you can see a slight crease. But what they're doing here is similar, and this is, I think someone just said this, similar to the Razer in design. Andy always has good comments. Yeah, so what they're doing is rather than having one big crease in the middle, there are 3 lesser creases because the screen doesn't just crease, it kind of loops like this. So you wind up getting 3 creases, which I guess you have to decide if it's better or worse for you. Robin Todd, how am I doing since September launch? Had a bit of green screen flicker to begin with, but it's not came back. Is this due to the latest update? I don't know. That's weird that you had green screen flickering that's gone away, because that is almost always a hardware failure. So fingers crossed that it remains gone. Because, yeah, that's not usually software. Maybe it is Duo special. Maybe Duo has software problems that look like hardware problems. Hard to say. Federico Herrera? Maybe it's Brazilian. Maybe that's Portuguese and it's Herrera. Who knows? Not me. I'm monolingual. I bought mine on January 15th on Best Buy Online. Lives in Costa Rica. Okay, well, there you go. There's the answer to that question. And the Duo works just fine here. Bought it, of course, in the U.S. since they don't sell here. Basically, they tried to get a credit after the sale. Wasn't able to get one. I feel your pain. Been there, done that. Let's see here. Glad you're enjoying it, though. Are you able to install any of the launchers? Yes, you can install the launchers on Duo. I've tried several. Most of them don't work well. I will get, so Surface Neo. This is on my Surface Neo video, which has done quite well. I'm excited about Surface Neo. I hope it's not vaporware. I hope it still does come out. Let's see here. Should I buy a new PC or wait for DDR5? I mean, what are you trying to do? What, do you think you need super duper duper fast RAM? I mean, DDR4 is fast. You can do whatever in DDR4. It's not a huge deal. Microsoft should have an all plastic Duo too. I'd love to see a more durable. I mean, glass and metal feels good, but plastic lasts longer, or is less easy to break, I guess I should say. Weird comments. Another advantage of the Mate X2 is the aspect ratio of the Mate X2 is better than the Fold, mainly for the front display. Yes, I agree. The Fold is very narrow on the front. The Mate X2 is wider. I wish Huawei could put their phones out in America and not just China or whatever, and that it wasn't possible that they were an agent of the Chinese government and all these problems, because they make really good hardware. I love their hardware, but it's super frustrating that we're not going to get to really use it here. Andy also says he's been using a Chromebook since its inception and currently uses a Pixelbook Go. Great Chromebook. Used to do my stuff on Mac OS, but now I work on Chrome OS for 75% of my workflow. Keep my MacBook Pro for the 15% when I need it. MacBook Pro 15 for when I need it. He's going to say that those numbers don't add up. Yeah, Chromebooks are actually much better than people give them credit for being. In India, the Ryzen 6 costs almost $500. Yeah, I mean, there's exchange rate problems like that a lot. It's unfortunate that prices are more in other places like that. Nick here said, I feel like Chromebooks are the rental car of the device world. It's only popular because it's been sold to schools or businesses, so it looks like it's a good selling device, when in reality those sales shouldn't count. That's dumb. That's dumb, because they still sold the device. Why would business and schools, enterprise, why would that not count? That doesn't. Of course it would count. They made a product and a segment of the market bought them. That counts. Are Chromebooks still online only? If so, they are garbage then. They're no more online only than your phone is. Which I guess your phone has a data connection wherever you go, but you can tether to a Chromebook. And you don't really take your laptop out to the park a lot, because there are Chromebooks with LTE connections. So I don't really get that comment either. Are they online only? What do you mean? You can't browse the web if you're offline. If that's what you mean, then no. But if you downloaded a game off from Android apps, then you could use that. So no. Let's see here. What else we got? eSmith. I've had my Duo for a month and it's great. Plus, it brought me out of always having my phone in my ear. I can see information, read it, and then close. That's a good point. You have to have it make a deliberate motion to pick up your Duo and open it and do what you need to do and then close it back. So there's less time of it just sitting there open for you to glance over at and be like, ooh, I'm going to do something on my phone. James, put it that way, kind of want a cheap Chromebook to kick around with. It's great use case for it. It's cheap. Chromebooks are cheap for the most part, and they can do all kinds of cool stuff without breaking the bank. Let's see here. A lot of people don't realize that Chromebooks have come as far as they have. A lot of people still think that they're just these garbage things that aren't useful for anything. Microsoft should have a Windows X on their phones once it connects to a monitor similar to Samsung's DeX. Agreed. DeX and wireless DeX are awesome. And the fact that Surface Duo doesn't have one, even though Microsoft had Continuum, is stupid. That needs to happen. And you know what? It won't. It won't happen. So there you go. Have you tried Windows 10X? I haven't yet. I've downloaded a disk image of it, and I've come so close to doing it, and I just haven't done it, and I need to for whatever reason. Let's see here. Still have my Toshiba from before their Android apps on Chrome OS. Perfect for everything to do except gaming, which is not a lot these days. I mean, they're great for a lot of things, and now with Android gaming, they're pretty good. Panther, can anyone tell me how many unit of this shit have been sell? Poop emoji, poop emoji, poop emoji. Good comment. Like that. That's pretty cool. My concern is what happens when I lose my internet connection. Same comment there about Chromebooks. It's the same as with your phone. It's not that big of a deal. Here he is again. Same comment. Copied and pasted. Love it. Love it. Here's what we do when I see that. We just don't we don't worry about it. Let's see here. Dang, the Lenovo Chromebook Duet is $500 in Australia. Not really worth that price. No, it's not. It is not worth $500. Let's see here. I've answered that comment already. Answered that comment already as well. Yo, what is up? Teji? Foldable or dual screen Pixel equals dream phone. Yes, sir. I agree. I love Pixels. I've owned several of them. I've had the Pixel 2 XL, we had two Pixel 3s. There's a Pixel 5 now around the house. Yeah, a foldable Pixel could be really, really interesting. Something I hope that they'll do something and be cheaper, like Michael says here. Instead of going with the Snapdragon 888, go mid-range and make it a cheaper entry-level foldable device. I think that could be really, really cool. Just got the 3080, says Teji. So I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Cool. 3080 looks really good. I'm still rocking my 1070 Ti so far. Haven't had a reason to upgrade to the RTX 3080 or anything really, but down the line that will likely happen. What do you guys think of a foldable Pixel? I'm really intrigued by that concept. Let's see here. Great to see more foldables, but after having the Z Fold 2 and the Surface Duo, the Duo's form factor is much more convenient. It'll be interesting to see it's improving the Duo too. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, it's a big preferential thing. Again, if you want to multitask, specifically, the Duo is better. If you're looking to be more media consumption minded, then the Z Fold is going to be a far better device for many different reasons. It just depends on what you want to be doing. Answer that one already. Michael, I love the Chromebook Duet, although with caution, that's not exactly a typical Chromebook. Not a lot of 2-in-1 Chromebooks. This is true. Most of them are laptops, but that one is a 2-in-1. Let's see here. Answered that one as well, I believe. See, this is someone having just a weird issue. Enjoy the Duo, but the thing I don't understand is why you answer the phone, it defaults to the left side away from the speaker. The speaker is on the left side. No, you're right. It's on this side. There's your speaker for your phone. Mine doesn't do that. Mine stays over here, I believe, last time I checked. But maybe yours doesn't, because it's a Surface Duo. Let's see here. These foldable concepts all seem like they either need to be used fully closed, thanks to a third screen on the back, or fully opened. They don't have 3 screens. They mostly all have 2 screens. But I think what you mean is that basically, like, the Z Fold either needs to be used fully closed and use the narrow outer screen, or opened up and then use the big tablet screen. And that's true. I think I'll stick with my Duo until proven otherwise. I mean, you're right. That is the use case. You have a phone and a tablet together. If you want to have a tablet, you open it up and it's a tablet. It's not meant for the same thing as the Duo. Ronald, thanks for doing this. He says your channel is my go-to source for Duo information. And he says, I'll contribute more soon, which he did. So thank you so much, Ronald, for your donation to the channel. It means so much more than you probably realize. Appreciate that greatly. Let's see here. Feba says, you can buy a Duo unlocked 256 gig, 2-year warranty, 90-day return policy at Costco. That is a pretty good deal. You can buy it and use it for 90 days. And if 89 days go by and you go, I don't like this, you can just take it back. It's a good idea. Let's see here. Reed says, yesterday, like 40 people at Walmart were drooling over his Surface Duo. So happy about it. It is definitely a conversation starter. I've had it before where I've had to have someone scan a barcode off of it or whatever, and everyone's like, what is that? And then I have to explain what a Surface Duo is. And I'm like, just here's my YouTube channel. Go there. Daniel, who buys a Duo in addition to another phone? Personally, I don't see the point if it's not going to replace your phone. That is very subjective because for some people it will replace your phone. For other people it won't. It depends on what you need in a phone. If you need a really good camera, then the Surface Duo will not suffice for you. If you don't, then it will. It's very subjective. Ed, yeah, I get Starbucks folks wanting to see it nearly every time. Yeah, it definitely does draw some attention. Let's see here. Here's James Ripley calling me a nerd. So that's pretty cool. Enjoy that. We'll just do that for you too. Let's see here. I always said Surface Duo will be great once Apple invents it. You're 100% right. If Apple does a folding phone, then suddenly that will be the thing. Everyone will love it, and everyone will ignore the Duo and the Z Fold and all these things. Rob says, I appreciate you acknowledge the M1 compared to the SQ1, even though it may not be popular with the Microsoft fandom. I'm not a fanboy. That's it. I don't care. I will tell you what I think, and I will be honest about it. And I think that hopefully comes across. Let's see here. Xiaomi makes great phones. Poco X3 has been faultless. Yeah, they talk about embargoes and all that crap. China. Ugh. It's frustrating. Any tip to get the reply with text icon when a call is coming in? Now that you mentioned it, I've not seen that feature, Trevor. I've not seen that. I've not tried to use it. Does that pop up for anyone else? I don't think it does. And if it doesn't, that's a system feature, and you might. What if you could download like a different phone app? Are there different? Because you used to be able to have different phone apps on Android, I think. It might be what you would have to look into, but I think that's a system feature that they would have to add in. Reply with text. I think you're right. I don't think that's a thing. Let's see here. ZTE phones, they're better than people realize for sure. What else? Anything else? I think we're to the end of our comments here. Yeah, I've rolled through this much more quickly. We're only at, how long have I been live for? It should tell me such a thing, shouldn't it? Because it tells me over here. Why am I not seeing how long I've been live for? Stream analytics. Oh, there we go. 41 minutes. God, I'm blind. It's right in front of me. What else we got in the chat here? Only seems to work when a second call comes in. Well, that's annoying. Something that you'd like. Yeah, Ed, I'm in the same boat. You hear that and you're like, wait a minute. I had that before. Yeah, it's a good feature. You know what I really miss from my Pixel is call screening. Call screening is a great feature that I wish was just an Android feature, but it's only on Pixels, and that's frustrating. What else we got? We got any more comments, questions, concerns? While I'm waiting, what's everybody think of the shirt? I'm really happy with it. I have a hard time getting shirts that fit because I'm like tall and thin. I'm like 6 foot tall, and I walk around about $1.45. So it's hard for me to get shirts that fit because they either, if they fit here, then they're like a belly shirt. And if they're not a belly shirt, then they're baggy here. And I got a medium, and I'm like super stoked about it because like, check this out. Look at the length on that, man. Like that goes down. It's like appropriately lengthed. It's fantastic. Text came out looking good. I'm into it. I dig the shirt. It's in the merch store. And I'd really love to know what you guys want to see as far as merch goes. Like, I know a couple of people that are artists, and I have a couple of ideas for like Surface Duo cartoon, like comic strippy cartoon like shirts that I want to make. And I just need to get in touch with like proper, like I need to get someone to like, I need to commission the artwork basically, because I'd love to make a couple of shirts that Microsoft hopefully won't sue me over, because that would be really unfortunate. But we got a Surface Duo shirt, or no, sorry, we got a Stay Nerdy shirt, and then we've got a couple of good things there in the old merch store that hopefully you guys will enjoy. We got anything else in the comments here in the chat? Any super chats maybe? That'd be cool. Let's check out the store here real quick. I'll show you what we've got here so far. Got a sweatshirt. I got one of these shirts in too. They're nice. They're soft. They feel good. A mug. A Stay Nerdy mug. Maybe more to come if I can get more creative and come up with it. Trevor, I hope the phone will continue to improve with updates. It got better and better and better, and then the February update seems to have made things considerably worse for me. I will say this. I cleared storage on my Duo, on my launcher. And while that is irritating, because then you have to go back and reset all your icons and reset your quick feed over to the side, and it's irritating. It did seem to help somewhat. So if you're having launcher issues, clear that device storage, which is something that I could, for those of you that maybe don't know how to do that, let's plug in the old thing. What am I trying to say? Boop. Are we working? There we go. There we go. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Why is my weather app open? I didn't open that. So if you did you see me just close that and then it just opened right back up? Like I didn't do that. That's the stuff that just freaking drives me crazy. So if you're having launcher issues like maybe like that one, you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go to your settings here and go down to apps and notifications, see all, and then find Microsoft Launcher. And then you go to storage and then clear storage. And what's really frustrating about that is on other devices, you can back up your layout on Microsoft Launcher and then restore it, but you can't do that on Microsoft Launcher, which is super freaking annoying. But that might help with some of that stuff. Also, from this screen, if you go back one, there's additional settings for the Microsoft Launcher. Like you can see what I'm talking about there. That again, you might not even know exist, because like if you just long press on the launcher, there's no link to settings because I don't know, just because. So there's a couple things. If they do a V2, what do you think the likelihood that they forget OGs and we don't get the awesome new software features? It's hard to say. It's hard to say because I do think that we will continue to get updates. They've promised 3 years of updates, and they could be lying to us, but I'm choosing to believe that they're not. That said, new features is a different issue. Software updates are not the same as new features. At this point, the fact that it's been 6 months and we have 0 new features does worry me slightly. Assuming there are new features, that might be a rough assumption to make at this point. I use this one as an example all the time, but you can pair your Surface Pen to the Duo, and then the buttons don't do anything. They just don't do anything. It's like, come on. Michael, I'm afraid of Microsoft killing the Duo like it did with a lot of cool but not enough popular products. Sure. I've talked about this a few times, that the Surface team has never killed a product that they've launched. They have killed products that they haven't launched, like the Surface Mini. But the fact that Panos Panay, this is sort of a pet project for him, I feel a bit better about it in that sense. Like, I don't think Duo is going to get abandoned, and I think if it gets abandoned, it'll be after Duo 2, because I think that they know that Duo 1 has not been their best shot. I think that we'll at least get one more iteration, and we'll get at least another like year and a half of Microsoft putting some effort forth, and then maybe they kill it. Yes, Slim Pen pisses me off, and I love it. It works really well to write. You just can't, the buttons just don't do anything, which is super frustrating. And I don't know why that's... Seems like an easy win right there, doesn't it? Seems simple. Seems like a simple win. Well, okay. I'm starting to get a little hungry. We're heading towards, I need to eat some breakfast. I'm going to wind this down. Still rock a Surface Pro 3 product line, has been solid. It's rare for tech products to last me 6 years. A lot of the Surface products are awesome. I mean, I've got my Surface Pro 7 here next to me, which I've really enjoyed since buying it. They make good hardware. They do, which is all the more frustrating with the Duo. Do the buttons do things on other Surface devices? They do. You can assign them to things. You can assign them to do whatever. On a Windows device, like your Surface Pro line, this button will toggle a tap being a right click. So you can make it be like a long press. That'd be easy. And then the button up here, you can do press, long press, and double click to launch different apps. So like, I think on mine, I think one click launches the snipping tool, which I can then use to snip a screenshot, whatever you want it to do. And it works really, really well. And on Duo, they do nothing because Microsoft. I like my Surface Pro. It's a good device. I've got 2 of them, an i3 and an i5, and they're very, very good devices. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate that. If anybody hits that like button, hits that subscribe button, maybe consider hitting that join button, which is $2 a month that goes towards me and helps keep this channel alive, because this is a community-supported channel, and it is my job. This is what I do to make money. So that would be much appreciated. And small amounts are great, because if a lot of people donate small amounts, it turns into large amounts. And I don't need a large amount. I just need, like, to pay my utility bill. Stuff like that, you know? So, guys, thanks for swinging by. Thanks for chatting. Another good stream. Not quite as many as last time, but it was the first stream. I think people were excited to see what this was going to be. But we still, what did we top out at? 21? That's not bad. That's not bad. We had like 40 something last time, but 21's not bad. If we can hang at 20 something people at a time, that's pretty good. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in next week. Instead of doing this, it'll be a podcast episode, because that's what we do. We do 1 podcast a month. So we'll do another podcast episode with Jesse in here, and then we'll go back to the live, this thing. Thanks for stopping by, Michael. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, Eric. And until next time, stay